And welcome everybody. So sometimes I like to go through my antique padlock collection and admire some of my past key making works, and I try to think about what was going through my mind at the time of making certain keys. And sometimes you have to walk away from an art and then you come back to it and try to make it something that you didn't quite see the first time. And I'm never really satisfied with anything that I do, and I'm always trying to perfect things. And this is a lock that I really love. Some of you will instantly recognize this. This is the classic AMES sword padlock made out of cast bronze, and it is a very, very well made lock. Very simplistic in design. The way the lever tumbler pairs have to gear together, that gear meshing that they do, that female-male meshing on one side of the lever stack and meshing with the other side. It has to be so, I don't know, frictionless, for lack of a better word. If you don't get it quite right, if you overcut the keys, it's going to feel like you're just sweeping through air. You're not going to actuate the tumblers far back enough to properly make the bolt, I should say the shackles, snap open. And you have to get within the range of tolerances. So this is really a testimony for any key maker, locksmith / collector, to be able to take one of these AMES sword locks and make a key for it when the key is missing. And this is a lock that I discuss in my second book, The Extreme Antique Padlock Collector. And again, it is one of my favorite locks. Let me show you the key that I originally made for this lock. This is, I guess, a kind of a classic bit pattern that I've seen on the internet. At the time of making this key, I had no idea that this was the bit pattern that you classically see. And I suppose this bit pattern was used extensively for certain railroad applications, but that would be a guess on my part. Some of you railroad collectors out there know what this bit pattern was used for, and you'll recognize that stair-step design instantly. So I was kind of bored with this key. Yeah, the key works really well, but I wanted to do something different. And this is a key that I came up with right here, and I made this key about, I don't know, a year ago, a little over a year ago. And it has some very unique geometry to it. I've never seen anything like it. And remember, guys, I'm not casting these keys. I'm machining them on a drill press. And that's really what makes it kind of challenging. Some of you might think, that's nothing. You know, yeah, you can watch some fancy videos where these guys are taking all these fancy machines and doing all this fancy work. That's just too fancy for me. I'm a very simple person. I don't like fancy. I like taking things that you can buy at a local Home Depot or Lowe's and just make it work. And that's what I'm all about, trying to find quality ways to make quality art forms. Let me give you a demonstration of how this lock works. First of all, you should know that it works 360 degrees either way. And it should be very, very easy, almost like feathered light in terms of workability. It shouldn't have to fight it at all. Years ago, I used to blog on a popular locksmith forum, or I don't know. Yeah, I guess you'd call it a locksmith forum. And when I first got one of these locks, I thought, you know, you have to make the key, you can impression it. And I thought, the key will not turn 360 degrees. And I was wrong. I had to learn. I had to grow in my knowledge. I had to discover. And sometimes you like to be able to retract what you say on the internet, but once you say things on the internet, it's forever, and it never goes away. So I have to retract those statements and tell you these keys are designed to work 360 degrees. But I didn't think so originally. So yeah, it's a pretty cool key. I like the whole design. Take a little drill prit here and give it a spin. And you know, I could still possibly do something with this key that makes it even more interesting. Let me show you another lock that I think I did a video on. It's a a Yale Lock I got from a Canadian seller on eBay. And the thing about this lock is that it's a 4-lever lock, and it has some sort of weird, I don't know, spring bolt actuator that you have to make a cut for on the first lever tumbler position. And that might not even be the correct term, but the closest to the bow. If you don't cut that deep enough, you won't be able to turn the key in order to make contact with the levers. So this is the key that I came up with. It's got a very interesting bow. And originally when I made this key out of the square 1080 stock, I was just like really frustrated what to do with it, what to do. You know, I want something unique. And I don't know, I just said, forget it. Drilled a hole, and it's okay, now what can I do with it? Well, that's what I came up with, and it works pretty nicely, and I'm happy with it. So I'll give you a little demonstration there. Snap. There you go. Anyway, I just want to kind of show off some of my work and give you guys an idea of what I'm all about. No fancy videos, guys. No fancy, you know, special effects. I'm very simple, so I hope you like what you see. Thank you for watching.